Hi everybody, Russ at the West Ham Network. Hope you're all safe and well. Happy Easter Monday for everyone. Hope you didn't eat too many Easter eggs yesterday. Or hot cross buns. Didn't have any. Me. Unbelievable. Anyway, good afternoon to everyone. Hope you're enjoying your extra day off for those of us in the UK. If you're new around here, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a subscribe, maybe become a channel member. All that type of good stuff. I'm not going to dwell too much on yesterday. I think we should just we'll keep it simple, stupid. We'll do the ratings, and then that's it. Then we'll draw a line on it because we've had a hell of a week to be a West Ham fan, isn't it? Really, all things considered, it's absolutely been a crazy week to be a West Ham fan. Let's see, we've got the chat. We've got Lullers in the chat. Good afternoon to you, Lullers. Hope you are well. Adam's in the chat as well. I hope you are well too. Come on, you wines, indeed. Oi, happy Easter Monday, indeed, Mandy. After this, I've got a fun-packed afternoon, jet washing the garden furniture and the patio. So it's all going the Budden household. And frustratingly, yesterday I was at the supporters club after the game. And I just managed to get a signal, and then Anton stopped the stream. But anyway, if you, I still did the morning one. Still got up early for the morning one. He's even an Easter Sunday. I still got up early for you guys. In terms of what we've got coming up this week, we've obviously got the Hammers headlines. We've got the daily shows, but also we'll have a Mark Noble show, which will be really interesting, categorising all the players he's played with during his time at West Ham. So we're going through that, and I was going to do it pre-recorded, but I think I'll do it live, and I think it'll be quite funny because there's a lot of players that you've probably forgot about. And so we were going to do a pre-record of it, but we'll do it live because then you can interact and that type of thing. It's not going to be like a tribute show, but it's just going to be just starting to come to terms. I'm just teasing the plaster off, you know what I mean? Just because we're going to have to rip it off soon eventually. So I'm just starting to tease that plaster off. We've got less than a month, or just over a month rather. Maybe even, well, who knows? So that'll be on. Also, we've got from the archives an interview from Julian Dix, which is about an hour and a half long, back in like 2006. I don't think anyone's seen it. So Martin found it in his back catalogue of interviews he's done. And so we're going to put that on the show as well one night. And you can watch that as well. He was training to be, when he had aspirations to be a professional golfer. So he's in Spain. So Martin flew all the way out to Spain. So it's quite good fun. Hazard, I hope you're well. Indeed, how great was it to see Tevez? It was. I got the call that he was going to be coming to London Stadium, and I told Anton just because I did. And great, wasn't it? Looks really fit, doesn't he? Looks like still doing a job. Shame we didn't have him yesterday. If we had him yesterday, we'd have probably won about 4-5-1, I reckon, yesterday. Don't you think? Just a bit of a funny game yesterday was. I was afterwards. I was at the supporters club and I saw like Cannington, Len and Sean and Nigel, and we just were like. It was a bit of a game, really, weren't it, yesterday? I wasn't really... Is the expression the day after the Lord Mayor's show or something like that? That's how I felt it was a little bit yesterday. You know, after all the escapades of Leon, we just... it's like... But anyway, you hear about... we might be talking about that at 5 o'clock tonight at Hammers Headlines. So there we go. Thanks, Cesar. I just stole my thunder there. Hope you're well. Yes. Yep. Indeed. Reporting The Athletic. We'll talk about more at 5 o'clock tonight. Thought we were running the game to the injury and Burnley just restarted better and it just didn't go our way. Adam, exactly. And to be honest, even then, I thought we were pretty much in control for most of the game. It seemed like we were just and as you said, that sort of gave that goal maybe gave them the injury just gave them that extra 10% boost, wasn't it? Really, and they were a little bit better as a team. I thought. They came out the blocks quite well. I thought Burnley did, as you would with everything that's gone on with Sean Dyche, and the fact is they needed to come in and silence the crowd quickly, and they did. But we just didn't. I just didn't think we just got out of third gear. Do you know what I mean? It just couldn't really just didn't it was not can't be arsed. That was the wrong expression, but the energy levels weren't there. The zip wasn't there, and it was. It was inevitable we were going to score. I didn't think we were going to lose. When Burnley went 1-up, I thought, well, fair play. It was to be honest, the goal itself. Voghorst, Vog, he got a run on Souček, didn't he? Souček was flat-footed, and Vog sort of went over him on the rebound. To be honest, Jay Rodriguez had a free header, an absolute free header. He got between Diop and Dawson. No one tracked him. He came from right back and came in. So that would have been more of a shocking goal, I think, if he'd come through, because he just literally came out of nowhere. But it was a rebound. But I don't remember Fabianski making a save the whole game. Do you know what I mean? And we'll talk about the ratings in a minute. Gazza's in the house. Hope you're well, Gazza. How shocking are our throw? Ludders, the amount of times we lose possession from a throw-on, it's unbelievable. Although I've noticed the last few games it's been a little bit better because they're throwing it backwards. Rather than having to throw it, look for Antonio and throw it down the byline, turn back, throw it back to Dawson, start again. I don't mind that. I'd rather do that. If you watch the Barcelonas of old, that's all they would do, just to maintain possession. It's the same as goal kicks. The goal kicks, now we do this sort of silly little, escapade where we've got two defenders and they pass it back to the goal. That's to maintain possession. And throw-ins should be the next thing, because the amount of teams who throw it, mainly the teams in the lower half of the league, I think, they'll throw it down the byline for the big man. 9 times out of 10, it's the defender will win the ball. You know what I mean? So actually, they're losing possession. So actually, knocking out for a throw-on ain't a bad idea. Getting the possession back, unlike rugby, for example, where you have a line out, and whoever team knocks it out, the chances are they're gonna win it. But I totally agree, lads. I'm very well. Hope you're well too, my friends. Manos says we can win the Europa League. I think we can win the Europa League. 5 o'clock tonight, Hammer's Headlines. We're going to talk about Ogbona's contract extension. We're going to talk about a Man United youngster we're looking at, a defender, bit of a unit. And also we're going to talk about Frankfurt and how Frankfurt got on yesterday as well. Because I think it's important. Because although, it's context, isn't it? 1-1, respect the point. 2 points lost, I thought, rather than respect the point, in my opinion. But Frankfurt didn't have a good game yesterday. Uday, hope you're well. Good evening. Was very disappointed with our performance in the league. I feel the season is finished in terms of the league. My only hope is now Europa. I think that's most people, to be honest. Uday, I think it's not an inconvenience, but it did feel a bit like an inconvenience yesterday playing the game. Do you know what I mean? Now we've got to wait until Thursday the 28th until the next game, but we've obviously got Chelsea on next Sunday, so I think that'll have a different zip about it because it's Chelsea. Obviously, Chelsea got through to the FA Cup final, the men's and women's as well. But we didn't have a really good weekend really with West Ham. Obviously, West Ham drew 1-1. The men's team, women's team got knocked out at the semis of the FA Cup. Under 23s lost 3-0 at Liverpool. So it wasn't a great weekend all round. But I know what you mean, and I mean, I don't want to, because then the flip side is you put all your eggs in one basket, and so say we get knocked out against Frankfurt, which is more than possible. They're a good team. They've knocked out Betis. They've knocked out Barcelona. They've done well to get there. You don't get to semi-final of a competition unless you're a decent side. So there are no mugs in Europe. Maybe not playing so well in the league. Very similar to Lyon. So for them, it's all about Europa. So they'll want to obviously perform, and they, in the same way, they could see us as a stepping stone to get to the final, vis-a-vis. So you don't want to get to a situation where we've thrown the league away. I think Alf put on Twitter, put on our Facebook group, mathematically we could still win the league. or something stupid like if you won every team lost or whatever. So anyway, but it would be a shame because obviously then, although the good news is because obviously Crystal Palace getting knocked out means that 7th place will be Europe. Obviously the conference, but it'll be the Conference League. But still, I wouldn't turn my nose up to it because I think it's a great opportunity because you win the Conference League, you're in the Europa League next year. So we'll see. We need that something special, but I don't know what it's. Yeah, you're totally right, Hammer. It's games like this. It's games like this where you needed someone like Armstrong Flex to come on. That's what you needed. Someone with something completely different, something different. Someone who's got no fear. And, you know, even when Ben Rama came on, it seemed that he was trying, almost trying too hard. But you want someone to come on who hasn't got any fear, like a Jesse Lingard, but like someone like Okaflex would come on. I think he'd have made a big difference. Just get the crowd on their feet. And once the crowd gets going, everyone starts going again. Dex starts doing these marauding runs again and everything starts ticking along again. It just takes too long sometimes for my liking. Oggy's, we'll talk about that later on. Westwood, horrible tackle. I think that's what swung it. That's definitely what swung it, I think, in terms of the first half particularly. You know, it was awful. And you could see, I mean, I've never seen an opposition player fall to his knees crying like Vlasic was. It was a nasty one, particularly if it was in slow-mo. Very nasty. But obviously we wish Ashley Westwood, speedy recovery as possible. It doesn't look good at all. I guess the league form is a consequence of high flying to be expected with a small squad. But also, Mandy, look at who we've played recently, just to give it some context. Lyon, 10th in the league. Frankfurt, 10th in the league. Sevilla, probably the only exception to the teams we played. They were 2nd in the league, so they were doing it on both fronts. None of our recent opposition, so quarter-final or semi-finals, have been doing it. Rangers, ignore Rangers. Leipzig are doing all right this season, but they've always traditionally done well. And don't forget, they've dropped. Did Leipzig drop in from the Champions League? I think they did. So, again, they're in a different position. But you look at us, Lyon, Frankfurt, all original OGs, Europa Leaguers, and they haven't performed well in the league. And I've just realised that. So that's, so although we say, oh, we've got a small squad, we're doing a lot better than some other the teams around us in terms of the Europa League, in terms of the guys in the Europa League. Leipzig are 3rd, but then Leipzig came down from the Champions League, I think. If not, I apologise. Leverkusen were in our league, weren't they? They're 4th, but they got knocked out, so there we go. Can't see us winning against Chelsea, Arsenal and City. We're going to finish on 55 points. I can see us winning against Arsenal. I can see us get a point against Chelsea. Not City, though. Pope was brilliant, wasn't it? Pope was fantastic. I saw Peter Jones afterwards. We had a chat, and I said, we need to get that Pope. Honestly, Pope was brilliant. It was West Ham 1, Pope 1, wasn't it, really? Prefer to see a number 1 switch for the league. Ario looks stronger now dealing with crosses. I don't think Fabianski had much to do, Dave, to be honest, at all. Richard, hope you're well. Fabs is costing us too many points, doesn't control his box too much for me. You look at the goal. He was blocked. I was surprised he was actually blocked at that shot, for the initial Rodriguez. I think Jack Cork does that sort of Antonio role. I don't think he was to blame for that goal at all. But there he goes. Pope was phenomenal, and we were in need of a player who can actually beat phenomenal keepers like Pope. Indeed, absolutely, yeah. And I think if we had a striker, or a striker, not even a half decent striker, a average striker would have probably put away at least 1 or 2 of those chances Antonio had. We'll talk about that in a tick. Good job they missed their penalty. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Good evening indeed, David. Can I even say we're exhausted as an excuse? I don't think it's exhaustion. I just think it's too much. We just I won't say exhaustion. We just lacked zip. We just lacked energy, and you can understand why. In it, for a lot of these players, yes, Thursday was the biggest game they've ever played in their lives, and it was fantastic. And obviously, but it's not just the actual game itself, but then afterwards, euphoria, having to then come down, so to speak, and then prepare yourself. I don't think I couldn't not prepare myself, but I was a bit about the game yesterday, and if I'm sitting there as a spectator, the players, although I know that they're getting paid, they must feel a little bit like that as well. I know there's personal pride and professionalism, but still, I felt a bit yesterday. So, if Antonio is playing as a striker and his main job is to score goals, which he's not, well, I think with Antonio as well. I think the trouble with Antonio is it's what else he brings to the game. And I know he's not, but he's not a striker. And I don't think even Moyes talks about. He's a forward now, isn't it? And so, ironically, the guy who scored against Frankfurt yesterday, Tayu Anoa'i, the guy we've done a little show about him before, from Union Berlin. He's basically like an Antonio Mark II, and he's like a big, stocky. He looks like Antonio, but he ain't got a bad finishing him. I see us just scraping 7th next, but Mandy, 7th. If I said to you, if I said to you 2 years ago, oh, by the way, don't worry, because next season we'll qualify for Europa League. The following year, we'll get to the semi-finals of the Europa League, maybe even the final, maybe the win bloody thing, and finish 7th in the league. You would bite our hands off. I think we get it a bit. We forget. We've never had a consecutive top 6, top 7s finishes ever in our history. Not Bobby Moore, not Billy Bonds, not Paulo Di Canio, not Carlos Tevez, not any of them. Not Tony Cotti. None of them achieved in terms of consecutive top flight, top 6 or top 7 finishes. That should put into context what we've achieved this season. We have a week off, so Antonio needs to be working on his finishing. Guys, I think Antonio now is at a level. He's 30. Is he 32? 31, 32? You ain't gonna become a Ronaldo R9 Ronaldo finisher now. I think it's about maintaining just his fitness, because I think he does bring a lot. He's a battering ram, and that's the one thing I say about Antonio. He keeps going, doesn't he? Even if his shoulders are slumped, when there's a sniff, he'll have a go, and I can't criticise him for having a go. If he's not good enough, he's not good enough. But if he has a go, he has a go. That's the way I say it. We just have to hope that the rebuild continues and move forward. All the best, indeed, Graham. I think the rebuild's going to happen in the summer. It really has to, but I think it would. Do you think Moyes should have subbed Vlasic off after that tackle? Maybe. His head didn't look just as... Vlasic was playing all right for the first half hour, I thought. He was doing all right for the first half hour. Then it sort of fell by the wayside, didn't it? I've just realised I haven't put Vlasic in my... Oh, I forgot to put him in the ratings. I don't know, we'll come back to that. Yeah. Won't surprise me if we beat Chelsea. Exactly. It's time to go right for it. Chelsea aren't. Chelsea might still be thinking that they're sort of settled probably where they're going to be finishing this season. They're not going to win the league. They're not going to, they're sort of comfortable in Champions League spots. They've got Chelsea, they've got the FA Cup now. Yeah, I reckon they might have their foot off the pedal slightly. Would have scored yesterday given 20 minutes. Maybe. What type of striker do you think we need in the summer? I think we need an Antonio Mark II. I think we do. I don't think we need... Because I think a more prolific Antonio... I think someone like Teo from Union Berlin, I think would be a really good guy. Or an Origi. But then Origi doesn't have as much physical dominance as Antonio has. And then that's who I would want. To be fair, they did an Antonio on Fabianski. Exactly, that's what I mean. I don't think Fabianski was... he's 37 today. Happy birthday, Fabianski. I don't think he was to blame for that goal at all. We are back here again to the small squad, but shall we see? Indeed, should sign Pope and Dashford. He's been too shaky. I don't think Fabianski had a bad game yesterday. I really don't. But people have different opinions and stuff. I think Pope's a great goalkeeper, but he's going to cost you, even if Burnley go down. And I think he's going to be one of those guys who's interested. A lot of clubs will be interested in getting Pope in his 30, so he's just sort of into the prime of his goalkeeping career, isn't it? I think Fulham were sniffing around for him as an alternative if they don't get Areola. Being Easter, Pope's bound to have a good game indeed. Good evening, Carol. Hope you're well. If I was a betting man, I'd make Wolves favourite 7th, as they have something we don't. Bloody strikers and no distractions. But Wolves keep faltering, don't they? Wolves. No one wants that. No one wants to. Out of our little mini league, no one wants to put a run in, really at all. It was Saturday. They played. Is it Southampton? Did they play Southampton yesterday on Saturday? Didn't they lose? No, Wolves. Did they not play? No. Oh, when did Wolves play? Did they play tonight? They don't play at all. What's going on? Okay, didn't play. Well, they would probably played. It was the semis, wasn't it? So they've got a game in hand, haven't they? So they'll be playing probably the weekend, midweek. They play midweek. Let's have a look. Liverpool, Man United. When are Wolves playing? Thursday. No. Burnley Thursday. Saturday. Wolves don't play. Wolves had a nice little rest. They play Burnley away. Burnley will be buoyant, I tell you. That'll be the first game back. Afternoon GP, hope you're well. It was good to see Tevez. It certainly was. Fortunately, was into the Anscat. Oh, there was some bad ones, weren't they? Are the Musa Diaby rumours any true? I don't know. Don't know, Chris. For us, it's winning the FA Cup and then playing. For us, it's like winning the FA Cup next final and then playing. Totally. And I just don't really think we were at the races, I don't think. Thought it was a silly yellow to get. Hopefully you won't get another 2 and get suspended. Well, Voghorst is a bit of a unit, isn't he? And he just wound him up, did a job, didn't he? He gave a thumbs up. It was the equivalent of the wink, but he gave a thumbs up to the to Tarkowski afterwards, didn't he? West Ham had chances, but not clinical in the final third. Yeah, I mean we had chances the whole game. Could have easily won that. We'll probably end up with 55 points, says Pete. What are we on now? 52? No. Wolves got 1 game in front. They got 1 game in hand on us. They're on 49, so they win that. But they have to win that by 4 clear goals to go above us. Wolves, right? Wolves have scored 33 goals. You talk about strikers. Obviously, they're bloody strikers. Wolves have only scored 33 goals. We've scored 52 goals. So and they've conceded 28. We've conceded 43. But they haven't. That's one of the worst. 33, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're the 5th or 6th worst scoring sides in the Premier League. It's the defence that's saving them, not the goals scored. So they haven't got any goals. Whoever said the money on Wolves, bet Peter. Wolves they scored 30. They scored 33 goals the whole season. So there you go. they just got better defenders. That's all. What else we got? Cornet has scored 7 in a terrible. I'll go for himself. Vlasic doesn't impact the game. I think the thing made a massive. I think the injury made a massive issue on him. Antonio is more concerned about the celebration after the goal rather than scoring. But you have to score on first to get the celebration. So we'll see. Vlasic is the worst player we've ever paid for. Oh, let me tell you. Let me get my list of. I don't think so, GP. I don't think so. Let me start. Javier Margas. Let's carry on. Florian Madachoy, Marco Bugas, Joey Beecham. No, not Joey Beecham, please. He died, but you know what I mean. There's a lot worse. Let's carry on. We can carry. We've got who else? Who else have you paid money for? Let's have a look. There's plenty. Jose Fonte. Who else? Let's keep going. There's plenty of them. Razvan Rats. Do we carry on going? Matthew Upson. I can carry on going. Kieran Dyer. Mostly he's going to be appearing on the Mark Noble show coming up very, very soon. Midu. Benny McCarthy. Pablo Barrera. Do you mean to carry on? I don't think Vlasic is the worst player we've ever paid for. Definitely not, GP. Maybe in the last few years, possibly. There is. I mean, I know I keep saying there is still a player in there. Yesterday he seemed a lot more with it. Yesterday, but then that just shot his confidence down. He's clearly on no confidence as soon as that injury. Because he was. I mean, part of the reason for that injury was he was chasing the ball down. He was running back really hard to chase it, and he just went over his leg, and that's what kicked it. Can we drop the massive chant? We will never drop the massive chant, Pete. You know that. I'll take 7th indeed. Dawson's passing just gets better indeed. Do you think Longelo will get a proper shot? I don't think so. I think Nottingham Forest are sniffing around. Longelo was, for the under-23s, didn't play. And he wasn't in the squad for the first team yesterday, was he? I don't think he was. I don't think I saw him on the bench. Let's have a quick look. I don't think he was on the bench. Which would be interesting because I think they may have. No, he wasn't on the bench, but he wasn't picked for the under 23. So I think they were. I think he was on standby for the under 23 for the first team in case Johnson had a knock and he would have got into the squad because they played a young lad made his debut, 17-year-old left back. But Nottingham Forest apparently sniffing around for him, and obviously we're looking at people like Joe Worrell and stuff. There will be a conversation. There will be surprised. West Ham are massive in Europe every game we play, but don't forget. Frankfurt are doing well this league. Lyon aren't doing well, so it is. Really don't know what went wrong with Bean. Before he joined, I watched a few goals and thought he was great. I think he's still a good player, but he's. I mean, the money, the sort of the price tag, isn't his fault. He doesn't get told. He doesn't go to Dave Moyes. I'm a £35 million player. I'm 30 million, or whatever it was, plus add-ons, and which if he won the Champions League, he scored the final in the Premier League. That's not his fault. That's what the club want to pay for him. And so it's, I mean, you're not a mug if you play in the Croatian side for so many games, which he has played for. But then the same thing with Yarmolenko. Yarmolenko is like prime Messi when he puts on a yellow and blue shirt on. But when he played for West Ham until recently, he never did it. Very, very sporadically. It might be the same thing, maybe. Did we play him left wing in them videos? Did he play left wing? I think he plays as a cam. As a cam, yes, but I say. Let's hope we don't end up like Leicester. They've been terrible. Let's not, Chris. Let's look forward. Even Leicester, right? Even Leicester. Leicester are eighth this season. They're still 8th, aren't they? 9th. And so, again, we'd have bitten our hand off for a couple of top 10 finishes, 2-3 years ago. Realistically, wouldn't we? We'd have been, oh God, I could, exactly. Like, can we have like a season when we don't get relegated or we're not in trouble of being relegated? But now we're like, oh, if we finish 10th, that's a poor season. It's like, really? Let's just look at it in the grand context. I appreciate in the microcosm, looks like a shit season if we finish 8th. But in the grand picture, I don't think it does, mate. I really don't think. The fixtures of Chelsea and Arsenal were during the European fixtures, so no chance of winning them. Well, Chelsea's before, innit? And then Arsenal, I suppose, is the Saturday after the Thursday. Yeah, maybe, but I've just, yeah. Then again, it's down to Moyes, indeed. In the centre is Vlasic's natural position. He's against City. Oh, there we go. All boils down to having a thin squad. Well, in it. If me uncle had bollocks, my auntie had bollocks, she'd be me uncle, innit? Why was Ariel not given a chance as first in goal? Baffling, as I say, Fabianski probably doing costs all season. Static may have had 1 or 2 more points with Areola. You may have, you may not have. Areola, I can find a bit erratic as well in terms of distribution. So I think I can say, and I think eventually Areola will be number 1 if we keep him. But at the end of the day, I don't think Fabianski had a bad game yesterday. I don't think he had much to do as well, in all honesty. I think Diop and Dawson as the two had an okay game as well yesterday. We haven't even looked at the ratings. Oh, we might do some ratings. Yeah, check out the Union Berlin striker. He's brilliant. It's very tight. We've had a good run of fixtures. We could finish, 5th indeed. Game called off. They had City. Thank you. He's talking to Tevez about getting into Spurs, having had him at Juventus. So there we go. We'll see what happens. I don't know if Lingard has been turned down by the Newcastle interest. I don't know of has been turned by Newcastle interest. Well, I think it's money, innit? It's, at the end of the day, it's his job, innit? It's his job. If someone asked you to do the same job, but for another company for more money, would you? Or are you going to carry? I really like this company, but this company offering me the same job, but 50% more money. Well, what am I going to do? So, and it's just aspirations. We have an excuse. We play Thursday and Sunday. Spurs and only playing for 4th. Fair enough. Still the only team in London in Europe. Not a bad season, is it? Can you use a player like Bowen on the left? Ben Rama is good at dribbling and constructing, but I doubt he has the finishing quality to pair up with Antonio because Terry's not the goal scorer. Totally agree. Was Vlasic and Moyes or GSP signing? Not seen anything to make me think he will make it here. Yeah, I think it's just. I mean, he's. You got to think Vlasic is probably 3rd choice, 4th choice in a wing position. You got Bowen, so you got 2 positions. And that's a choice between Bowen, Fornals, Ben Rama, or Vlasic. Third choice, isn't it? Fourth choice, maybe, after Benrahma. So he has to take his games, and I would like to have seen him play as a cam because, and again, it's out of position, and players should be able to play in their positions. But it's a puzzling one, isn't it? It's a puzzling one. But Tevez joined out with Ronaldo, combined ages of 75 and still smaller than Antonio. They would do, mate. They would do because they're both strikers. Antonio isn't a striker. I reckon we can finish 6th and get that EL final for sure. Our performance yesterday was okay. Just he's always going to be dirty. I mean, he's Frano. The voice of reason. I mean, at the end of the day, it is. It's one of those games where we knew it was going to be a tough game. Always is against Burnley. Always is against like Brighton as well. And we didn't lose. We got a point. Came back again from a goal down. They had probably one shot on target, apart from the penalty, one shot on target, and scored from it. Not even a shot, it was a header. The first one was deflect. The first one, obviously, Rodriguez had the first hit, didn't go, and then took the rebound. But that was it. That was really it, in all honesty. Would you move on Vlasic next season, or just one of them? I'd like to keep both if we could, because I think we need to have both. But the thing is, it's the mentality of Moyes would not rotate those positions. So, you would almost like in the same way you have a Europa League goalkeeper, you'd have a cup left wing, whether it's Vlasic, and then Benny goes in the Premier League or whatever. Just a bit of consistency. I think I love the creativity of Benny. I just think he's a very creative guy, but I don't think he fits in the system. It's no disrespect to him at all. He's a great player. He'd probably go to somewhere else and smash it up. I think Vlasic is more pliable, but then he hasn't shown it. Do you know what I mean? So I'll just sit on the fence. Corner minute, he did. Zaza, exactly. Margas was cheap. Savio, exactly. Savio. I was a Millwall fan when we signed him. GP was a Millwall fan. Unbelievable. Man literally pulled up. See, man drops flops. Man drops flops. You want flops? I've got a whole page here for you. I thought we'd see Termas come on at half time, but yeah, seeing a grown man drop to his knees in distress was hard if West Ham defence had as many injuries as would have. Yeah, totally agree. Radvan Rat, Benny McCarthy. Unfortunate signings won't be the last. Every club has them from the best to worst. We do. Ben Johnson played rubbish last night. I just think Cornet he's a good player, and I think you roasted him quite a few times. Towards Vlasic, I reckon he will stay. He needs time. Just remember Benny. Boogers. Pete is a Spuds fan on the chat line. We are massive. I think our youngsters, I think a few will move on in the summer. Possibly. I think one or two will. We know that Moyes likes Perkins. We know Moyes likes Ashby. We know Kevin Keane's very hot on Lacey in terms of his development. We know Moyes likes Baptiste as well. Even Heggie, the goalkeeper, is a good goalkeeper. They've got some good. They still got Dan Chesters, and there's some really good players there. Whether they'll move on, it's still quite early in their development. I think they're probably I think it depends. Unfortunately, we had a really tough set of fixtures with the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. I think if we'd had Doncasters, no with Doncasters, but those type of ilk, Accrington Stanleys, those type of players, Toby's teams, we'd have seen a lot more of them play this season in the cups, and that's what they would developed to do, those cups. I think really, the big teams do that, don't they? Really, with the exception of maybe City. But yeah, I can see one of two of them maybe getting frustrated, a bit sort of Jeremy and Ngakia sort of situations. But we've got cover in those positions. And we've got guys in the 18s we can push up as well. So didn't hear it, but we don't give a man of the match announcement if we don't win the game. Just so you know, lads. I think it was probably I can't remember who it was actually. It was going to be. I can't remember. My mate signed the best defender, 17-game season, 6-year contract at 32 at a rate of 70. Wow, it's mental. That is mental. So much. That's crazy. 32 as well. But again, it's American football, so it's like it's always like ready. Huh! No disrespect, but done. Defense done. You've done your. Whereas, but 32, that's mental. 120 million. Crazy game, American football. Pope was man of the match by miles. He certainly was. Honestly, if Moyes was here, Rice wouldn't have made the first team. What is wrong with Moyes and giving them to it? I don't think Declan Rice, mate. I don't think Declan Rice or Ben Johnson. I don't think so. I don't understand about the under 20. I mean, yes, they would have been a perfect example to have played some of the under 23s. The only issue, I think, is the under 23s trying to go for the bloody Premier League 2 title as well, isn't it? And so, although they lost 3-0 yesterday. Ants, Leicester fan, don't be like Leicester, the FA Cup holders. Indeed, yeah, exactly. Won a cup, which we haven't done in the last 40 years. But well done to Leicester, And they're only 10th, they're only 9th, and they're also in the Conference League semi-finals. They ain't had a bad season, have they, really? Ian Dowie was poor indeed. Millwall trying to make the playoffs. Can you imagine them understanding next season? I don't think the Premier League will make that happen, on honesty. There's still 5 games to go in the Premier League. You never know, Reece. You never know. South of the River on TV, ITV, Sancho and Rice are on there. Very good. We'll look at that. Yeah, I think Moyes should give... I think everyone thinks Moyes should give the youngsters a bit of a tryout. But I think, in all honesty, I think Mipo Odebeku changed his mentality doing that. He came on for that Man United game and then was subbed off. And the outbursts he got for doing that, he wasn't ready for that game. And he'd played it. And it was almost like... But David Moyes is at every one of those under-23 games at the London Stadium. There's always someone from the first team squad at those under-23 games. Always. So, in terms of the management. So, he's not... like to the under. He knows and he knows who he wants, and he knows, but he wants to do it the right way. And I don't see a problem with that. In some respects, I don't see in the same way that I was frustrated in January when he signed on, but I understood his mentality behind it. I don't agree with it, but I understood it. And the same with this. I don't want them to throw someone in at the deep end, and then he just crumbles. Where he could be a future star if he's handled the right way. In the grand picture, we've only missed an opportunity of 2 seasons. Exactly. That's my point. I've been a fan since God was a lad, and this is a great season no matter. Exactly. In the Philippines, indeed. Going to be harder to get around tops in that season unless we get some pretty good additions. I think there will be a lot of additions coming in. I think there will be a rebuild. I mean, I know there's a lot of, it's not going to happen. I think it will happen. I don't think it's going to be 7 or 8 players. That's not Davy Moyes. But I could see 3 or 4 good ones coming in, and then maybe in January a couple more coming in. Maybe I could see that. But we're going to get lots, and you're going to get sick of me talking about transfer window, transfer rumours. There'll be some silly ones coming up, but also there's going to be some ones which you've never heard of. I think this is the summer where we really see the Rob Newman effect hitting. He's had time to put his feet under. He's had time to go and look at these people, and they can put this recruitment plan in place. So I think you'll see a lot of people go, well. So I reckon you'll see quite a few from like Ligue 1 or the Bundesliga. At the sort of 15, 20 million quid, you go, what? Who's this guy? And he'll be like another Tommy Soucek, when Tommy Soucek was firing all cylinders. And I reckon you'll see a couple of Championship players or League One players in the same ilk as Jarrod Bowen. There's the guy from Fleetwood Town we're looking at, 21-year-old midfielder who can play in about 12 different positions. So there's loads of that. There's a talk of Diop going to Lyon. There is. Fab as good as us, good for us. Yeah, he has been good. Are crapping themselves at the thought of us winning the Europa Trophy for them. Could you imagine? Can't see Tikosi coming here as he would have had a poor game if he were. No, I think you'd want to show how good you were playing. This is the issue with Diop at Lyon. You want to have a good game and show your potential shooters that actually you are a good team. You are a good player. You should be playing that side. Do you think that Fabianski has not signed his contract is down to the fact he has not been given promises? Keith, I don't think we've offered it until recently. I think it's only been offered. I think we've spoken about it quite a lot readily, but I don't think the actual offer has only been made until Moyes mentioned it in his press conference a couple of weeks ago. Barca fans were salty after the quarter-final. They said Frankfurt are going to destroy us. We'll see. Ranging a role, no one can take them lightly. Indeed, I would love a Battle of Britain for the final because RB Leipzig are quite good. So Rangers could do us a favour and not only knock out Dortmund, but also knock out RB Leipzig, us and Rangers in Seville. Could you imagine? Great game. Great day. I think UEFA should move the Europa League final to the Friday for the Champions League. This year it will be the 18th, 3 days after City game and 4 days for Brighton. Well, there's nothing we can do about that, is there? No, it's not going to happen, is it, Chris? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You know West Ham, you know UEFA, anything for us not to win it. No, it's not going to happen. I can see that City game maybe being moved as well because it's to do because although we were playing, it's the Champions League final as well. Is something to do with Man City. If Man City gets the Champions League final and us gets the Europa League final, that could be justification in some move. I don't know. I haven't really looked into it much at the moment. To be honest, I'm taking it 1 week at a time. Just taking it 1 week at a time, like everyone is. Oh God, they're still rated. We're messing up the Prem. Can't afford to lose Europa, indeed. Just woke up and also had a haircut. Thanks, Cyber. Good to know. We should pinch the scouts from Brentford, indeed. Moyes working with the first team. He sees the players, so maybe he can see things we don't. Yeah, and I agree. We can work on bringing in just 3 players next season, but they've been good indeed. Think Arthur may be on his way to Fulham. Oh, what a shame. Do we go for Patrick Schlick, Russ? No, I don't think we'll get him anyway. Right, okay, let's do the rate. We're going to zoom through my ratings, and I've forgotten Vlasic. Anyway, doesn't matter. I can give you my rating for Vlasic. Right, Fabianski. We're going to start with Fabianski. I'm not going to use my things because I've realised I've forgotten Fabianski. So, okay, so Fabianski. What are we going to say for Fabianski? Right, okay, so what have I put in there? Okay. What's your score for Fabianski? What's your score for Fabianski? I thought Fabianski had an okay game. I thought Fabianski didn't really have much to do the whole game. I think the goal wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault at all. And I thought he was quite unlucky with the rebound, actually, because actually Thomas Souček should have defended that better, but Weghorst got a run on him, basically. So we're going to zoom through these. So 6, 6, 7, 6, 6, 7. 6 or 7s, I think I put him down, needs to come off his line, but in what situation? But like, yeah, maybe the penalty. He could have been a bit higher up the pitch, but that's not his style. But anyway, 7, 5, 6 and 5. No half points in this game. Hammer, neither Reece either. Didn't need to give the penalty away as the player lost control. No, I'm inclined to disagree with that, Andy. I'll be honest, because I thought he had to go for it because Cornet was through on goal and he'd already committed himself. Then he lost control of the ball just as they collided. But anyway, 6, always shaky. I don't see it. I really don't see it. 7, Areola starts next season, maybe. I put him down for a 6. I've been down for a 6. That's what I have him down for. Right, let's go with Ben Johnson. Let's go for Johnson. Thoughts on Ben Johnson? Tough game for Ben, I thought, yesterday. I thought he was up against a very good player in Cornet and gave him a raggy time, I think, to be honest. I mean, there's not going to be a hell of a lot of interesting scores today across the board, in my opinion. I think the team played it all around sort of 6-ish anyway, but Ben Johnson 6, 5, 6, 5, 3, 5, 5. A lot of Burnley players are playing as if they want Moyes to go in with them when they go down. Indeed, 5. I put what we got 5, 6, 6. No, there's no half points in this game. No decimal points. It's either a 6 or a 5 or a 7. No, maybe shout. Maybe shout on Easter Monday. Unbelievable. 6. Ludders, low mark for Ludders. Ludders is always quite nice and generous. Not easy switching from back yet quite often. He does it. I mean, he doesn't. For someone so young to have that ability as well. Do look himself this game. 5. I had him down for a 6. So similar scores. BJ 6. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about Mr. Dawson. Ballon Dawson. What have we got for Ballon Dawson? I mean, now where he used to be maybe an average. I mean, he's always playing good now. I thought he was quite good. Weghorst is a massive unit. He's massive and he's a big lad, big lad, and I thought Dawson handled him reasonably well. Didn't really do much. I'd say didn't really do much. We've got 7, 7, 8, 8, 7, 8, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7 from Martin. Hope you're well. 8 from Dave. I put him down for a 7. I had him down for a 7. I thought 7. I thought he had a good game. Probably, maybe one. There's not many who are going to get a lot of high marks here. But I put Dawson down for a 7. Let's move on to Diop. Let's move on to Issa. What do we think about Issa? I think he's come in and done all right recently. I thought he's done okay. What have we got here? I don't know what that means, but there we go. What we got here? 7. Got caught looking for the goal. Let's go for Weghorst at Burnley striker if they go down without him. 7, 7, 7, 6 7s. I put him down for a 6. Did I put him down for a 6? A 6. I put him down for a 6. I thought he played all right. I thought he played okay. Didn't we do much else, to be honest? I thought he played all right. Played okay. Let's move on to Aaron Cresswell. Thoughts on Cresswell, peeps? I'm zooming through it because I've got to go in a minute. Thoughts on Cresswell? I thought Cresswell played okay. Again, it's like we missed his crossing in the first half. That was for sure. In the Lyon game, that was for sure. So we had that again. To be honest, I thought everyone just played a bit of a meh game. Do you know what I mean? 6 watches the ball. So yeah, 6. 6, 6, 7, 4. Wasn't on point. Poor crossing. 6. I had him as a 6 as well. I'll be honest. I'm zooming through these. I know I'm zooming through them, but it's because I've got to go for the wife kills me. 6. Declan Rice. I thought Declan Rice again a solid game. Second half started to get a bit more into it, a bit more aggression, a bit more coming forward a lot. But you know, I thought he played okay. Yes, he is. Yeah, he's back for Frankfurt. Declan Rice, 6, 7. I had him down as a 7. I thought Declan Rice played a 7. I thought he played okay. Wasn't like massive. Wasn't a massive game for him. But I thought the whole team didn't play well. The whole team played at that 6 or 7 rate anyway. But yeah, that's what I went with. Tommy Souček. Again, not much of a great game for him, I thought. Again, it was quite a solid game. Nothing exciting, to be honest. Got forward quite a bit. I put him down for a 6. So, yeah, I thought he played a 6. In all honesty, I thought he played okay. But again, wasn't nothing really to write home about. Yeah, he looks a bit. Yeah, I think the exhaustion of Thursday would make him look tired, to be honest. Lanzini, again, I just thought he looked a little bit of a shadow of himself from recent days. He played okay. nothing really to write home about. Obviously, yeah, you're right. Stuart did score the goal. I think everyone looks a little bit drained at the moment. I put him down for a 6. Again, I pretty much played 6 across the board, I'll be honest. Everyone was pretty much across the board. 6, but got the goal. Yeah, no, I totally agree, lads. Bowen, got a new goal. Bowen again, okay, but not really. It just seemed a little bit like half a step out than he usually was. Do you know what I mean? So I put Bowen down for a 6. Vlasic. Vlasic, I thought Vlasic looked. I just thought he looked a bit short of himself. I put Vlasic down for a 6. Could have been a 5. He changed the game with Vlasic when the injury happened. I apologize. 7, bit quiet. 7s. And then Antonio. Antonio, I thought he played okay, but he's just. He cost the game 2 or 3 times, didn't he? Really. Vlasic was 6. Yeah, Antonio 8. No, I don't think so, mate. Not in my opinion. I put Antonio down for a 5. I thought he wasn't very strong at all. I thought his strength was there, but it was his finishing again. It just highlights the fact that we haven't had a forward, and we need a forward. I totally agree. Mental trauma indeed. And 10 for effort. Yeah, that's all right. 10 for effort, 4 for quality. Yeah, that's about right. 5s. Yeah, everyone's pretty similar. And then Benrahma came on. Thought he did okay when he came on. I put him down for a 6. And then Fornals, I thought he did okay when he came on. I put him down for a 6. So it's not really exciting, really, the scores. So that's why I didn't really want to do them, to be honest. But anyway, peeps, I'm really, really sorry. I'm going to cut this short. I'm going to have to go. Make sure you check us out. Hammers Headlines, 5 o'clock tonight. We'll be there talking about Ogbonna, talking about a potential signing from Man United, the defender, and also talking about how Frankfurt got on yesterday. Make sure you check us out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I've got to do some jet washing. How exciting. So take care, everyone. Stay safe. Wash those hands. I don't give more. I never give Moyes a thing. Never give Moyes a. But I'd put him down for probably a 6 if I did. But yeah, so take care, everyone. Stay safe. Come on, you on. Stay lucky, stay cheeky. I'll see you guys very, very soon, my friends. Ta-ta for now.
It's like a family tree.